Hello on the Sidelines fans. I'm Cameron Bianco with you again for another interview with a amazing player, and it's an honor to be talking with this man right now from Forge FC, Garven-Michee. I believe I pronounced that right. No,
Yeah,
sorry, Metusala. There you go,
yeah.
Garven-Michee. See, sometimes you get those tricky names, but Garvin, first of all, thank you so much for joining me today on this show. And we're going to go into a little bit about your career, your football career, where you're playing right now, how you got there, and also recently your World Cup qualifier that you were called up for. So, first of all, how are you doing today? How's everything
I'm doing
going?
good. I'm doing good. Thanks for the invitation. Like I said before, thank you. It's an honor.
No problem. Thank you for joining us. It's an honor to be chatting with you. And also, I know you guys probably just wrapped up with training, so you're probably really tired in that stuff. So,
Okay.
really, again, thank you.
Thanks to you.
So, my first question for you is before we get into your career, well, we are talking about your career, but where you started, what made you want to become a professional footballer?
Well, it started, I'd say, at like around 6, 7 years old. I was playing basketball at the time, and I just remember me and my family watching Brazil in a 2026 World Cup, 2006 World Cup, and just seeing like those players like Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, and I just really like the passion. So this is how I got into it. 1 year later, I stopped playing basketball and tried soccer. So this is how it started.
And so when you started your career, you were in Quebec, you were playing for AS Blainville, the Montreal Impact Academy, and also CS Fabrosé, I believe I pronounced that, now with the merger of FC Laval.
Mhm.
What was it like bouncing around from team to team there, just getting prepared in that stuff?
It was good. It was good. So I started at the local club in my city in Laval. It was called Etoile de l'Est. That's the first club where I started. So after this, I think 3 or 4 years, and then I got to the Montreal Impact Academy. But after that, bouncing between clubs was just the reason why I bounced was just trying to reach a higher level. So when I got back to Impact, I went back to my local club at Etoile de l'Est, and I was trying to find something new, try to play in the semi-pro and compare myself with men. So that's why I went to St. Hubert, and then I had a good season there, and I was trying to reach a higher level again. So that's why I went to CS for Bros and had another good season there. Won the Quebec Cup there, and as everyone knows, AS Blainville was the biggest club basically in Quebec. So my goal was to reach another one, another higher level. So that's why I really bounced into between clubs.
So were there any differences that you found between bouncing from club to club?
Sorry.
Or any differences that you found like bouncing club to club?
Yeah, of course. The biggest difference was by far going from youth level to play semi-pro. So 2018 when I went to CS St. Hubert, first year in PLSQ, we had a really young team, and the PLSQ is a really good league, really challenging league. There's good players, good competition. So just comparing myself and against better players, men that played in Europe, men that played professional at the professional level before. I just saw that the game goes quickly, way quicker than youth level, and so the each team I made the level got higher.
So your position right now is defender. Did you always
Mhm.
want to be a defender? Or did you always want to maybe be up front or in the middle or maybe in the net for all we know?
No, at first I started as a striker, and I was good at striker, but one coach decided to drop me as a midfielder, so as an 8 or 6, and that was really my go-to position. And I remember going just the year before going into the Montreal Impact Academy, they dropped me as a center back because I was good with my feet, so they needed players to get out the back. And since then, I've never changed. I've been playing center back my entire life.
So you were taken last year in the CPL draft by Forge, the current team you're at right now. Were there anybody that maybe reached out to you on the team or just said, welcome to the team or something?
I spoke to a former drafted player, so Gabriel Babinoti. I knew him from my time at the Montreal Impact Academy. So I was really close with him around the years 2013, 14, 15. So he texted me right away and he told me, "Congrats, welcome to the club." Hope, unfortunately, he wasn't there last year, but he just introduced me and to the team, told me how everything was going to work out. So grateful to him.
And also, where were you when you found out you were drafted by Forge and what was your reaction?
That's honestly that's a really funny story. So basically, I was in contact with teams before the draft, so I knew there was teams. Well, there was Cavalry, Winnipeg, and Halifax that were maybe had some interest into me. And the day before the draft, one of my contacts told me that I wasn't gonna get drafted. It was gonna be hard to get drafted. So the next day or the day of the draft, I was at work, and since I didn't think I was gonna get drafted, I didn't watch the draft. So I wasn't on Instagram, I wasn't on Twitter, and one of my friends called me, and he told me congratulations, and I didn't understand why. I was like, why are you congratulating me? And he told me you got drafted, and I was kind of shocked, and then because the day before I wasn't in contact with any coaches or anything, so and he told me Forge FC drafted you, and I'd never heard of Forge before, and I've never been in contact with Forge, so it was just I was really shocked to getting drafted by Forge.
So when you came to Ontario, when you started your career with Forge, was there any differences about playing soccer or football in Quebec where you currently were compared to now where you're playing in Ontario? What were the differences between provinces for you, maybe in football wise?
I'd say the differences weren't that big. It was really I'd say the quality of players. So Forge is one of the biggest teams in the CPL, if not the biggest, and just going from IS level is the best. It was the best team in Quebec to the best team in the CPL. There was just big differences in individuality. So there was way more quality, less mistakes. Everything was going quicker. You had to think quicker. So players were way smarter, better technically, and so that was the biggest difference for me.
And we'll come back to Forge in a bit because I have some questions about this upcoming CPL season. But let's talk about something that just recently happened for you. And that was your first ever international cap playing for Haiti. When you found out you were getting called up for Haiti, what was it like? What was your reaction? What was going through your head at that time?
Excitement. I was so excited because, and also a relief because last year that's where I got my first contacts with the Haitian national team. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the camp because we had a lot of games, so I had to stay with Forge. But when the coach contacted me, it was 3 weeks ago, I think. It was just a huge relief and finally being able to represent your nation. So it was just a lot of excitement and a lot of relief.
And speaking of your nation, what was it like for you stepping onto an international pitch for the first time, wearing your nation's badge on your shirt and everything? What was that like going through your head?
That was just it's an honor representing a nation, and everyone knows what's going on in Haiti. It's a tough situation, but when it comes to football, the entire country is behind you, and just when there's the national anthem, it's just so powerful, and it's just something beautiful to see.
So before stepping onto the pitch, let me ask you a funny question, maybe, because some players have something going through their head, whether it be something funny like not tripping on their own feet or something entering the field, maybe just like not like running onto the field like really overexcited, like whatever, like just something hilarious. Was there anything going through your head when you were walking out onto the field that was like, I really don't want to do this, or what's going to happen? Like, were you nervous about anything happening during the game, or like even just walking out?
I was just thinking about not doing like making a mistake that leads to a goal. That was my biggest thing. But honestly, I was just trying to enjoy the moment as much as possible, so not giving me too much pressure, because I know the Haitian community is really behind their team and they're really demanding. So I was hoping not to make any mistakes that led to a goal or something. So fortunately for me, it didn't happen.
Well, hey, fortunately leads to good things in a way. And again, congratulations to you on that recent call up and everything.
Thank
Really you. Amazing to hear that and see that on Instagram all over social media. So again, congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
So you played also in the Canadian Championship with Forge last season. What was it like going up against not just other CPL teams that you've seen year in and year out playing, but also against MLS teams? Because you guys did go a nice little long penalty shootout rounds with Montreal. Well, CF Montreal, I was about to say Montreal Impact, but now known as CF Montreal. What was that like going up against like MLS teams as well for you?
Oh, it was really good. And all the players, all the players in our team have aspirations, and you always want to compare ourselves with the best. So knowing that we played a great game against Montreal, and that we went head to head with them, just proved us that we're on the right path, and that a lot of our players could also play in the MLS, or that even Forge could compete in the MLS maybe in anytime soon.
So let's go back to the upcoming CPL season as it fast approaches. You guys kick off April 10th against Calgary. Was there anything specifically this past offseason that you focused on working on to help you get prepared for the season?
Just getting to know each other better as a group, because we've had a lot of players leaving and new players coming in. So just trying to get to know ourselves more on the pitch, to develop create some automatisms between us. So that was mostly the most important thing.
So again, let's talk about the upcoming season. As right now, you guys are training. You just, I believe, either wrapped up training or maybe just in the middle, you're taking a little break. So as that continues to go on, what's going on with the team? What are you guys getting prepared for about going into this upcoming season?
Oh, we're just we have high expectation, high aspirations, and high objectives. We want to, of course, win the league. We felt like we should have won. We were close from winning it last year, but we didn't. But we want to win it this year. Canadian Championship is always something big, and of course, we want to go back to CONCACAF next year, Champions League. So we know what we have to do to get there, and there's also the final against TFC. That is a big game and another chance for us to prove ourselves against an MLS team. So we have really high expectations and high objectives and goals this year.
Absolutely. And hey, 3 out of the 4 last CPL championships will be a nice name for Forge FC. You guys already are 2 of the last 3. So my last question for you, and I always ask my guests this, always at the end of these interviews, what are some pieces of advice you can give to young kids who want to follow in your footsteps, who want to play internationally like you do, or even play in the CPL, or just get ready for the CPL or NCAA, whatever it is?
I think my biggest advice would be to work hard, and I know it sounds cliche, but work hard and never give up. Because I remember in my time, when I was younger, I was never a big prospect. When I got to the academy, the 2 years my 2 years and a half there weren't the best. And when I got back to playing with my youth club, so Etoile de l'Est, it was also tough times for me. And sometimes I wanted to give up, but I just kept working harder. And because players develop late, some players develop earlier than others. Like me, I developed really late, around like 17 years old. And that's where I started becoming better and really improving. So just work and never give up, and always work hard, because you never know when your time is coming.
Absolutely. You're not wrong there. Garvin, again, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, especially after training, getting ready for the upcoming season. Really appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Thanks to you for the invitation. It means a lot to me.
Absolutely. Guys, Garven-Michee of Forge FC, who recently also got his first international call-up with Haiti's national team. I'm Cameron Capobianco, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.